Do I hold it up or?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my dad, Chief Michael Dikume in his full regalia, the red cap chief in my Igbo culture. I'm from Anambra State in Nigeria, and this is him. So my dad was a community man, well loved, and even when during his funeral, a lot of people came up to me and said, "How are you going to fill your dad's shoes?" I said, "I won't be able to do that, and I don't think my dad would expect me to do that. I think he would expect me to fill in my own shoes." My dad, I'm a proud daddy's girl. He was very generous, kind, spirited, down-to-earth man. That's just the way he is, a very humble, family-oriented man. And I was privileged still privileged to call him my dad. My dad's dementia journey, was almost a decade. I already left. I was living abroad at that time in the UK, and you can hear as much over the phone, but when you're not there, you don't. It's not palpable, So I used to hear that my dad was forgetting things, but I was a junior doctor then, and I'll be honest, I didn't know much about dementia. I knew enough, but it's different when, So my mom would say, "Oh, he's forgetting things," and at that time, because of culture, our culture, we tend to confuse dementia with age-related decline, and so that was what it was put down to. So by the time his disease, his memory worsened, his diagnosis process actually spanned the continent. Being the first child, and culturally, I bore the responsibility of his medical care. So he came to the UK. I did seek private consultation with a psychiatrist, diagnostic investigations, and treatment. So during the investigation process, it became apparent that he needed to stay for an extended period just for treatment to be established and to establish his management care. So my mom at that time had been working full time. So she had to go back home to formally ask for extended period of time. And being the first child, it placed a special responsibility on you. And also being a doctor, it was apparent that I had to look after Dad for a couple of weeks while mom goes back home to sort out affairs. I mean, I was excited to give Mom respite care, and I saw it as an honor to look after my dad who needed me now. So it was a no-brainer for me. The first 1 week we were fine. And then the second week, I was working full time, my kids were younger then. As the severity of his disease progression worsened, his sleep pattern was disturbed. He had disturbed sleep pattern, hence he had this nocturnal wandering. And I would hear him in the middle of the night and wake up to attend to him, to figure out what he wanted, whether he wanted to use the bathroom or he needed water, and attempt to settle him back in bed. But on this fateful night, I slept right through. I didn't hear my dad. And then I suddenly woke up around 5 a.m. and went to his room to check on him. He wasn't there. I said, "Oh, he's in the bathroom, in the family bathroom." I went there, checked, he wasn't there. I said, "Okay, maybe he's in the downstairs bathroom." I went there to check. to check on him. He wasn't there. And I said, okay, maybe he's in the garden. And I went to check. The garden door was locked. At this time, panic set in. I cold shivers, palpitations. The only door I hadn't checked was the front door. So as I approached the front door was ajar. I was out on the street. I was yelling and calling out his name. He was nowhere to be found. I was imagining the danger he could encounter in a vulnerable man, a black African man, Nigerian man in the UK, lost by his daughter, who happens to be a doctor. So when I couldn't find him, scoured the neighborhood, I ran back home and called emergency services 999. Reported him as a missing person. And then dreaded the phone call to call my mom. What was I going to tell her? I didn't know what to say. People are around her, my cousins. And when I called, she just fell to the floor. She kept screaming, I should not have listened to you. I should not have listened to you. Find my husband for me. I just exacerbated the carer's guilt that she felt because she was reluctant. We pressured her to leave Dad behind. And then I made it worse. Coming from my culture, with a sense of responsibility on the first child, I let everybody down. My dad. He was just relieving that night. I was hysterical. I didn't know what to say to Mom. I just said, I will find him. How am I going to find him? I don't know where he is. So, it was a relief. After I think a couple of hours, I can't remember, I got a phone call. And they said, I think we found your dad. And we're going to take him to the nearest hospital close to your house. And then I ran. By the time I tried calling Mom, she was in transit. I couldn't get through. I think she just bought the next available flight. Tickets, rather. And then I went there. He was wearing just his sweater, barefooted. Luckily, he didn't no fall, no head injury. Blood work was fine. He just had mild hypothermia. It was cold, fall winter. So I took him home, and my mom never let him out of her sight. So my personal experience was traumatic. I exacerbated carer's guilt, and I don't know what I would have done if Dad wasn't found. So we kept it quite secret. This is exclusive to Alzheimer's Canada because of the culture where we come from. I had to ask Mom. I was like, do you want me to share this story? We need to raise awareness about the risk of wandering. And my mom said, oh, go for it. That she's all for, sharing, the challenges of caregivers, care partners' challenges, and also highlight the increasing awareness for dementia. So she said, you can. So the risk is real, and we are. I forgot to ask that one of the proudest moments of my dad, I should have brought it, was when I became a medical doctor. And it's like he kept, it was a proud moment for him. He was like a peacock. And for every one or two people that he encountered, he would say, "Have you met my daughter? She's a doctor." She just graduated from one of the prestigious universities. She's a doctor. So he was really proud. And hence my mom was like, yeah, that's whatever I needed to do to increase the awareness, dementia awareness, and share his story, his journey, that he will be proud of me. And besides, I need to pay back for losing him in the UK.